Well, I found out about it first, and I got a call on a Friday afternoon saying, "Jenny, I think something extraordinary has happened." And it was our person who looks after our finance, and Shell, she's wonderful. And she said, "I think you've been awarded an MBE." So I said, "Ridiculous."
Yeah, well, the thing that Mum just kept saying is she was like, "I think I've been pranked.
Yes.
I think I've been hacked.
Yes.
I think someone's telling a fib. It can't be true." No. Yeah, it took a while for it to sink in, didn't it?
Yes, it did. And then Emilia knew, and there we are. So you weren't so surprised, were you?
What, with mine?
Yes.
No, I was. I genuinely was surprised. I then had the same thing. I was like, "Oh, someone else has dropped out."
Yeah.
And like a few other people have said no. And then they're like, "Who's down at the..."
No, exactly.
Go on to the next page and they're, "Oh, that person."
Yeah.
Everyone else has said no. That's what I thought had happened.
Yes,
So yeah.
We'll never know.
And what's your reaction to getting this award?
Well, it's such an incredible honour, it's such an incredible privilege. And I guess the most important thing for us is that it's for everybody with brain injury. So it's such an underspoken about, it's such an under-publicised. People are so unaware of the problems when you have had a brain injury, how you're trying to get your life back together. And it is so traumatic, even if you have quite a mild brain injury. And so we've had so many incredible people write to us and say that, we have helped a little bit. So it's for them, really. So it's a
wonderful, probably the wrong word, promotion, awareness building for the cause. That's kind of, I think, the main thing. Exactly. But for me, as Mum's daughter, it's the most, life-enhancing, magical thing to see that my mum, who's never been recognised for anything that she's ever done in her life, is being recognised for this.
It's so kind of you.
It's
so
true.
Sweet of you. Yes.
I had just finished filming season 1 of Game of Thrones, the show that I was in, feeling very stressed, but optimistic and young, and no idea what I was being hurtling towards. And I was in the gym and I was doing the plank, and I had a personal trainer, and I just was kind of crippled with pain, and he was like, "Where does it hurt?" And I said, "My head," and he was like, "Nope." He, expecting me to say my glutes or my thighs or whatever it was. And then I remember crawling to the loo and being violently ill with a headache that the only way I can describe it is it's like an elastic band just snapping around your brain. So much pressure and kind of a tightening. And I was throwing up in this headache, and I knew I was being brain damaged. I don't know what science class I actually paid attention in, but I just had an understanding that I was being brain damaged. And so whilst throwing up, I was moving my fingers and my toes, trying to remember lines from my show, saying my own name, saying my parents' names, my friends' names, just trying to stay conscious, because I knew I could slip into a coma very easily in this scenario. So I'm just going to try. I'm going to fight. Like, now, I've just got a show. Just got my first job. I can't go wrong now. And then some person, I had no idea who they were, obviously heard me being very unwell, got someone in to help. They kind of dragged me out the loo, and then they brought the ambulance round, and the ambulance man came, and they didn't know what was wrong with me, because my vitals. This is also the worst thing about having a brain hemorrhage, is that if you don't know, which many people don't, it's impossible to detect what's wrong with you, because my vitals were doing certain things that to them was quite confusing. They were like, "Should probably get you to the hospital." So then got the ambulance, and then was in hospital, and then I think as soon as I knew I was there, I could kind of let go a little bit, but was just in the most amount of, I've not given birth. I realise that is an enormous amount of pain if you choose to do that without drugs, but this really is quite a catastrophic amount of agony. And so our goal is to try and allow people to feel that after a brain injury, they are still the same person. The fundamental thing that makes them who they are has not changed and will not change. What they need is they need care, and they need kindness, and they need a hand to be held, and attention, and a voice.
And treatment.
And
a lot
obviously.
Of treatment.